So if you're like most travelers to the Amalfi Coast region this year, you have one final piece of travel logistics that you have to figure out, and that is how the heck are you going to get from Napoli to Sorrento? And if that's you, you're on the right video, because I'm about to tell you your best options. So if you're in the beginning stages of planning this trip to the Amalfi Coast, then you're probably wondering, wait a minute, why am I trying to get from Napoli to Sorrento? What's so special about that? Well, the answer is because, number one, on the Napoli side, that's like the last southern city that is a transportation hub. They've got a great train station there, lots of regional trains, lots of high-speed trains come in there every single day. They also have a airport right there in Napoli, so it's kind of the southernmost transportation hub there in Italy. If you're going to the Amalfi Coast region, which is Sorrento, Positano, Amalfi, all those cities, then Sorrento just sort of makes a natural spot for you to stop. Lots of people like to stay there, and when we were there on our trip, that's actually what we chose to do. We stayed in Sorrento for about a week, and we used that as sort of our base, our home base, while we jumped around and went to the different regions there in the Amalfi area. But getting from Napoli over to Sorrento is a little trickier than you might think. Lots of people like to travel by train in Italy. It's a really efficient way to get around. I love traveling on the trains. You can take Trenitalia basically anywhere in the country. However, when you get to Napoli, that is the end. It's not going to get you over to Sorrento, even though Sorrento does have a train station. So you're wondering, how are we getting there? How are we going to get down that train line and all the way into Sorrento? So the line that runs out from Napoli Centrale out to the Sorrento train station is called the Circumvesuviana line. So it actually has one train system that runs on there, and you have two options on that line. One is just called the Circumvesuviana train. So you can get a ticket for that. It's only about €5 a person, super easy. It's going to take you straight from Napoli Centrale, or they actually call it Napoli Garibaldi station. It's the same as Napoli Centrale, except Centrale is upstairs, and that's where all the regional Trenitalia trains come in. Garibaldi is down in the basement below, and that's where the Circumvesuviana line goes through. That train is a good economical option. It's going to get you point A to point B, but it does have a few drawbacks, and those drawbacks are it has no air conditioner, and I'm sure you know it gets quite hot in southern Italy. No air conditioner on that train is not a good thing. It also gets very crowded. They sell a lot of tickets there. They sell more tickets than there are seats. So you're not guaranteed a seat. You might get on, you might be standing for the entire journey. I think it's somewhere close to 2 hours or something like that to go from Napoli Garibaldi out to Sorrento's station. So that is something that you're not going to like. So nobody wants to be on that train for 2 hours with no seat and no air conditioner. Also, if you're taking a lot of luggage, which of course I don't recommend in Italy, travel light, travel with just a backpack. But if you are taking a lot of luggage, there's not much room for that luggage on the train. There's not a good spot to leave your luggage. There's no locker on there, nothing like that. So it has a lot of drawbacks. So why is everybody on that train? Well, everybody's on that train. It's meant to be a local train. It's a way to ferry workaday Italians from these cities that are all along the coastline into Napoli, and from there they either work in Napoli or they can take the train further to Rome or to wherever they need to go to get to work. But it's meant to make all of the stops, and it's meant to bring in local Italians. So will it work for a tourist? Yes, it will work, but it's probably not your best option. The next option for you to consider is the Campania Express. Now, it runs on the exact same line as the Circumvesuviana, exact same track, except it doesn't make all the stops. It is the tourist train. It makes stops at only the larger touristy stop. There's no real big cities in between there, but it makes stops at the more touristy locations between Napoli and Sorrento, and of course it stops at Sorrento all the way at the end of the line. Now this one does come with a higher price tag. It's around €25 round trip, so that is about 5 times more, but you get air conditioner, you get a comfortable train ride. When we were on it, we had a car basically to ourselves, and that was during the summertime, so it was busy tourist season. It just wasn't very crowded on there. There was plenty of room to sit your backpacks or sit your luggage. You know, we ended up just sitting them kind of at our feet, but we had the whole car to ourselves. There was anywhere we could have put it. And it's an air-conditioned car. It was much more comfortable. We arrived in Sorrento, rested and refreshed and ready to continue with our vacation instead of hot and sweaty and miserable because we were shoulder to shoulder with people for the last 2 hours. Plus, since it is an express train, it only takes it about an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes if I remember correctly to get there. It's pretty easy. So when you're trying to plan your trip, just keep this Circumvesuviana line in your mind. Campania Express is a great one for you to book. They do have a website where you can book it. I'll link it down below. I'll be honest with you, it's not the easiest website to navigate if you're an English speaker, but you can do it. I did do it. You will go on there, you'll book your ticket. Whenever you get to Napoli Centrale Station via Trenitalia or whoever you're using, you'll just go down, kind of, I call it down into the basement, where you'll hop on, or you'll meet them at their ticket counter, the Circumvesuviana ticket counter. They will take you out to the train, and they'll get you on board the Campania Express and on your way to Sorrento, a beautiful, beautiful region, must visit if you're going to be in Italy. So happy travels, everybody. I hope this video helps you out and helps you get there. I love sharing tips and tricks to help people get from point A to point B, especially in Europe. That's sort of my favorite place whenever I'm going out on my travels. So check back for more videos, and I appreciate you watching.